Hi, hello.
Hello.
Is this Trey?
Oh, what's up? Yes.
Hey, Trey. This is Tommy Bryson. Before we continue, I want to let you know that we're basically live. So, are you okay with that?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, that's perfect. So, everyone in the chat, drop a one if you're able to hear me and Troy's conversation here. Just want to make sure everything's solid. All right. So, let me know what's going on. How can I help?
So, I have some money that's sitting around in my bank account or my SoFi account. I'm not touching it actively, and I wanted to kind of maximize that. I'll probably be using it within the next 2 to 3 years, but I kind of wanted to grow, and I was wondering if
How
I
much
should put it
cash do you
into
have?
another. Man, it's at least about 4 or 5 thousand.
Okay, so let's say $4,000. So you have $4,000, and the question is, you want to know what to put it into?
Yeah, so I have an ETF. I'm using your N1 finance portfolio
Okay.
currently, but I want to know if should I start another ETF portfolio and with that
Why, why,
and
why
kind
would
of
you
have
do
it
that?
grow. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
To have my so I can have my money grow a little bit while before I can so I can use it in the future, but it'll so it can basically so it can grow.
All right.
Sorry,
So
I'm,
first,
I'm driving
okay.
right now, but
So it's all right. So it sounds like you're a little new to this. Okay. Now,
oh,
be,
absolutely, I'm there. Yeah.
that's fine. So my portfolio, the reason I give that portfolio out, it's not my portfolio, by the way. It's a portfolio that was created by somebody that's 10 times smarter than I am. Right. Nobel Peace
Yeah.
Prize winning, all this stuff. Right. Economists. Now the idea is my portfolio is perfectly balanced, meaning you have investments in the U.S. market, international market, the small cap market, corporate bonds, treasury bonds, real estate, also for example into emerging markets, right? So meaning when one piece of the economy goes down, you'll be fine in another part. Does that make sense?
Mhm. Yep.
So that's what we want to look for. Meaning when you have this portfolio, you're going to get a good return between 8 to 12% per year plus the dividends. So you're gonna make money. But before you start investing, my main focus is always, do you have any debt?
I have college debt. Yes.
Okay, so how much money do you owe in student loan debt?
About 27K.
Okay. You have any credit card debt?
No.
Um car note?
I don't pay my car note. My parents do.
How much does it owe?
Actually, so I have an old car, so my car is actually paid for. Now that I think, but they pay my insurance though.
Oh, okay. Okay. You live with your parents?
No, I just moved out of town. Well, I moved to my college town,
Okay. How old are you?
so I don't. 22 now.
Okay, so you're 22 years old. Are you going to college?
I recently graduated.
Okay, awesome. What did you graduate as?
I got a bachelor's in kinesiology.
And what? Kinesiology?
Yeah, exercise science.
Okay, what are you trying to do with that?
I want to become a physical therapist. So then my next step would be to take the GRE and apply for grad school, which is
Interesting.
going to put me in more debt, a lot more debt.
Yeah, a lot
We're
more
talking
debt for
around,
sure.
yeah,
All right, so here's what I'll tell you, right? You have the student loan debt. Right now they're not charging you any interest, which is fine.
right,
But it's probably costing you around maybe like 4.5 to 5 6% when they actually do charge you interest, right?
right,
Now this means if you have money in a portfolio where you're making, for example, let's just say 8% at the low end, and you have 3% being deducted for inflation, and you have like 1% for fees, you're left with around 4%, right? Which basically
yeah,
means it cancels out. So this is why I say my priority initially is always to become debt free first, because once you become debt free, you free up a lot of your income to basically invest even more money. But it's all about priorities. Because if I right now you're lucky because you only have student loan debt, but if you have, for example, credit card debt, and that costs you 18%, and then you're basically making 8 10%, it's very obvious that it doesn't make any sense. Right here, it takes a little bit more
right,
math to kind of like make you know that it makes sense. So what I would do is I would pause all investments. I would grab $1,000 and save it on the side in a separate account for emergencies. If I want to
right. I have that.
invest, Okay, good, good. So if I want to invest and just get in the habit and see that money grow, I'm only going to invest 1%. Listen here, of my income. I want you to get into the habit of automation, but you're not really supposed to be investing right now because you're into debt. So your main priority is to eliminate this debt. So this means, what's your income right now per month, net?
About 1,800 a month.
Yeah. How many jobs do you have? Just one?
One job currently.
And you just graduated, right?
Yes.
All right. You need some more jobs, or you need a better job. All right. You need more income to pay off this debt faster. You shouldn't have any time for free time or anything like that. Just basically lock down and focus on paying this off. Now, that's that, right? You pay off the debt. Once you're done there, you're still not investing. You save for emergencies, 3 to 6 months worth. And then finally, you start investing that 10, 20% into that ETF portfolio that I gave you, whether it's into the Roth IRA or into the 401k when you actually get a job that's actually more solid base. However, here's one thing I want to ask you. What made you want to pick this degree and also try to go into debt for like another $100,000, something like that, potentially?
I'm really into the health side of it. And I know being in physical therapy that's where the money is really. Physical therapy, chiropractors, occupational therapy. It's not really a lot of money in the personal trainers. You can, but
Really?
it's a slow climb. You have to
Okay.
build your clientele over
So let me
time.
so let me ask you a question, right? You have slow climb versus crazy debt. You have slow climb versus crazy debt. The crazy debt is still going to take you 4 to 6 years to amass, is it not?
It's 3 years of grad school, and you'll be coming out making six figures,
Six
but
figures?
you definitely did six figure debt as well.
Yeah. So look, here's what I would do just to make this as because I come from a place of, if I was in your shoes, what would I do?
Right.
There's what you want to do and what you need to do. There's a difference. I'm not here for what you want to do. I'm here to tell you maybe what you need to do, right? That's the important
Right.
part. So if I'm you, I'm 22 years old and I have $4,000 to my name, but I'm broke because my net worth is basically super negative. What's my priority? My priority is, I want to get a job that maybe is involved in this field that I want to get into, right? That way I can make money, but I can also grow in my experience. I also want to be applying for over 100 to 200 scholarships, and I want to find a way to do grad school without any debt. That's the main thing. So if it's going to take 3 years, I want to find out exactly, well, what's going to be the cost of me going to the school in total. I want to divide that number by three. So let's just say it's $100,000 divided by three. That means $33,000 a year. So that means if I'm going to do grad school, I have to find a way between scholarships, financial help, my jobs, and my savings to basically get me that money every year. So when I graduate debt free. I spoke about this today in the live too. Just because the norm is graduating with a bunch of debt, it doesn't mean it has to be your rule. So
Yeah.
if you do want to do this, before I do this, by the way, and I decide to get into this, because again, right, we could have this whole plan right now, Troy, and I can give you this whole plan, and then you can do this whole thing for 1 year, then you drop out and you have a bunch of debt, and you never exercise anything. That happens too, by the way, with a lot of people. They find out midway, I don't want to do this. So what I would do is, I would take the next, for example, today, dedicate 4 to 8 hours towards doing the rule of 10. Meaning, I'm going to write down my top 10 degrees that I'm most interested in, right? The good things is you graduated, so you can basically skip all the genetic courses and all that stuff. I'm going to write down my top 10 degrees that I actually want to get into, right?
Right.
Once I do that, I want to study every single one of them. So what's going to be the growth in this industry? How much money will I make? On top of that, also, what's the competition like? What's the day-to-day like? You can also check, for example, LinkedIn and ask people questions that are actually in those fields. Once you're done with this stuff, like a research paper per like career, then you cross off. You cross off the ones you're actually not that interested in. Once you find out based on the research, you're left with three. The top three, you pick the one that you most like and also makes you a decent amount of money. If that degree is going to be, for example, physical therapy, then great. But before you do that, you got to put your head down for the next 2 years to save up money and basically bulk down, apply for a lot of scholarships. And so when you do go, you can go and basically graduate fully debt free. everything in life is a slow climb. The only way to basically advance a lot faster is by getting into crazy debt, but then you have leverage and then potentially you have a lot more risk. Does that make sense?
Yes, it's making perfect sense.
So me personally, that's what I would do. Eliminate the idea. Once you eliminate the idea of like, hey, I gotta go to grad school without that, you're gonna open up all the ideas to when it comes to what can I do to actually do this without the debt. That's what you want to do. Okay?
I'm taking down some notes too.
Yeah. So that's what I would tell you to do.
I sure do. Appreciate you.
All right. Any more questions, brother? Or you got it?
I don't think I have any questions
Okay,
right
good.
now. I
But pause all the investments for right now. Pause them all.
positive investments.
Yeah. Your priority is just getting out of debt and saving up money and all these things.
Okay, I got you. And this is on YouTube. I can go back and watch it.
Yeah, this is gonna be on the live right here, so you're able to actually go ahead and watch it. We're live right now. Everyone can hear you. All this stuff is here. I want to tell you thank you. And if you want, welcome to the long term team, man. Always remember this right here is all about the long term. Okay.
I hear you. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
brother.
Thank you.
All right. See you next time.
See you.